Hello and welcome back to this channel. So today's tutorial is going to be about how to use Adobe Capture to create brushes for Adobe Fresco. You can use these brushes with Photoshop as well, but since we mostly concentrate on Fresco here, we're going to test these brushes in Adobe Fresco. We'll use two methods to create brushes. One is using the camera feature in Capture, and the second one is by creating our elements in Fresco and then converting them to brushes, mostly stamp brushes. Okay, so let's just get started. I have my Adobe Capture open, and as you can see, I'm using an iPad for this. I generally don't use Capture on my iPad, but I usually use my phone for that. But since I'm using the phone to film this tutorial today, I thought I'll use the iPad. The reason I don't use iPad for Capture is because it's bulky and it's not very travel friendly. Let's just put it that way. And Capture has a lot of features you would really use when you're actually outside to capture shapes, textures, and stuff like that. Feel free to use any devices you want as long as you're signed into your Adobe ID. It's a free one, so go ahead and create it. You'll have access to everything that you create everywhere on all the devices. So let's just jump right into it. So I went ahead and drew something. I took a color pencil and made some mark on a sheet of paper. By the way, this is something that I created. It's cute, isn't it? So you can use any medium that you want, gouache, acrylics, anything. If you want some texture, experiment with crayons, oil pastels, or pastels, anything that you want. So I chose pencil because I thought it'll be good, and it can be any color because we'll be creating our brush in black so that we can adjust the colors when we are using the brush. So the first step is to scan it using Adobe Capture. So let's just do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep the paper where it's visible and open up Capture. Now I'm going to find the design. There it is. And you don't need to use a white paper. You can use any color paper, but make sure that there are no patterns or multiple colors on that sheet. And I'll tell you why. Make sure you go ahead and click on brushes here. Okay. And once you're in here, once you feel that the brush looks okay, I'm just going to gently tap. What this does is it freezes the screen. But as you can see, it's a little blurred out. So I'm just going to unfreeze it and try to focus a little bit. Okay, this looks good. I'm going to freeze it. Okay, now we can go back to our desk. Let's push the paper away and sit down. Okay, as you can see, the shape is not quite right, but we have an option here called as a minus sign here. So I don't know exactly what it's called, but I assume it's something like a color excluder. So if you have a different colored paper, it'll work on that equally the same. So it need not be like that. So you can just move this around to make sure that your design has, all the nice white space that is required around it. Don't worry, we can edit it later as well. Okay, this looks a little okay, but don't worry, we have other options here which will help us refine it even more. One thing is this thing right here. If you increase it, you can see that it moves away, but don't use it a lot because then even your brush stroke goes away. So let's go back and maybe keep it like this much is okay, and click OK. There's one more option to refine it, which is called refine, and we'll go here and you can actually increase this again to make sure that everything is all right. Once you have that, go to crop. This is the most important bit where we'll crop this one, and you can also rotate the brush however you want with your two fingers and crop it so that it's right, something like that. And let's go to refine again, and now we can refine it a little bit more so that I can remove these edges right here. So your best bet would be to scan it in a really good way so that you don't have to do all these extra bits at all. And yeah, the crop looks fine as well. And now let's go to style. This is where you choose the style of your brush. So for this particular brush, I have a certain idea and I want it to look something like this. That is like a little splatter, but I'm going to edit the settings a little bit. Here you can adjust the size of the brush. As you can see, you can do all that. And you can also have it directional or non-directional. That is, if you have a brush which connects to the end of the brush, use directional. And here if you give none, it'll change a little bit, but for this particular brush, it really does not matter. If you had a different brush shape, maybe like this particular thing here where you want the brush to connect like this, then you could use the directional brush to do that. But since we are not doing that here, I'm going to go ahead and just choose none. So obviously you have options for spacing. You can do this. You can even do that. Whatever you want, even both axes. It really doesn't make much of a difference in here, but you can lessen the scatter so that it looks like a real brush. or increase the scatter so that there's more of a scatter kind of an effect. I'm going to keep it at this because I think this looks nice. And then obviously you have size, angle, flow, and stuff like that, which you can change as well. But once you're done with all these things, you can click on save. And here you can choose the library that you want to save to. So these are all the libraries that I've created in my Illustrator or Fresco. So you can go ahead and create. If you don't have any libraries here, you click on this plus button and you can create a new library and add it over there. Let me make it as tutorial so that, and done. And now we're going to save it into that particular, not now, brush. Now I'm going to quickly show you how to create something like this as well. Let's do that. And now I'm in the screen and I'll just go to crop and crop this bit like this. And I will change the direction to this and crop it a bit more so that only this part is selected. And let's go to style. In here, I'll choose the first one because I want that, and settings. Okay, now you can choose the size. Let's make it a little big so that we know what's happening. And this should be directional, and spacing is important. So let's go ahead and give a little bit of spacing like that. And you can do both axes. Okay, so I have some things adjusted, but the thing is, I did not plan the brush properly, so obviously it is just like this. So okay, so let's look at our brush now. I increased the size, I made it directional and changed some spacing settings, and then you have your brush ready. So this is one way to use Adobe Capture Camera to create your own brush. Now let's see how we can use Fresco to create our brushes and bring it in here. Now I'm going to open Fresco. I'll just choose a small postcard because that's more convenient and it's right there. And I will go to a vector brush, and vector brush would be basic round. You can keep any sizes you want, no problem. And make sure you choose black as your color. And I'm just going to draw a Christmas tree because why not? We are in the Christmas season, right? Okay, our Christmas tree is ready. It's not straight, but we'll make it a bit straight. Done. And now you just have to export it. I'm going to go to the image layer or background layer and uncheck it. Click on share, publish and export, export as PNG, export and save image. Now that we have saved the image, let's go to capture. We are in capture and I'm going to save this brush to tutorial because we didn't do that earlier. And now you're back here to that same screen. So click on this image icon right here and go to your camera roll. And let's go ahead and pick up the image that we just saved. And you have it here. And this looks fine. I don't need to exclude any color. So I'm just going to remove that. And if you want to adjust this, you can. But usually when you create things in Fresco, it'll be nice and crisp. So you don't have to worry about all those things. Make sure you're in brushes, obviously, and click on done. Now you can go to your style and actually choose any style that you want. There's so many of them, so make sure you choose whatever you want. I'll choose something that is this. So let's go to settings. You can also go to crop, but it's already cropped. Let's go to settings. And now you can give different things, like it could be either RGB or it could be black and white. And the size, I think I'll give a little bit bigger like that. And let's see, it looks good. So there's an option here to stretch. We don't want that. Mirror or linear, and we'll choose linear because we don't want the trees to be mirroring each other. And it says RGB or color. If you already have a color on your brush and you want to retain that, maybe choose RGB. I haven't experimented much with that, to be honest. But I'll choose black and white because I want to change the color later on. And in here, you obviously can put pressure, sensitive, and all that stuff. You can give velocity as well. And in here, you can give taper. This is like pretty cool. You can actually create something like that so that the ends always taper. I don't know if you'll really need it or use it anywhere, but I don't know. It's a nice feature. And then there's also fade where the ends fade, but I don't think I'll use it. Once you're done, click on save and we'll save it to the tutorial. Now let's go to Fresco and check all our brushes. Okay, I'm back to the same artboard or file. One thing you should know that sometimes the brushes take time to reflect. If it does not show up even after a while, just kill the Fresco app and open it again, and it should be there. You'll find all your brushes under the pixel brushes, and in here, if you scroll down, you'll see a section called as library brushes, and you just have to look for that tutorial which we created. You can just click on that. And now here, there are lots of brushes that we created. So let's go ahead and check the Christmas brush or the Christmas tree brush that we created just now. Let me go ahead and uncheck this. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's go ahead and check the brush 4, and choose some color. And now you can draw, and you can adjust the size and stuff like that. And you can see your brush. So by the way, this was created with the black and white setting. What I did was I went ahead and created one with the RGB setting, and I want to show you what happens. So in the RGB setting brush, what I did was I also added a little bit of noise. You saw the noise option there. I added that. So I'm just going to increase that. And you can see this is the brush that it creates. So even if you give a different color, it's not going to show up because you chose RGB right there. And it thought that is the default brush color. So this is how it turns out. Let's go ahead and check other brushes now. Let's go to brush 2, and this, it's very small. Let's increase the size a bit. And this is the size. So you could actually increase the size a lot when you're creating, so that it doesn't look odd when you try to draw. And the next one, we have the first brush that we created. I want to show it to you guys. Let's make this a little darker. Something like this. And this looks like this. So if I increase the size, okay, this should be fine. So this looks something like this. You can adjust the opacity here a little bit, and then you can see the nice texture that it creates. You can create many things like grass and, like leaves and stuff like that, and use it in your artwork. And I think I'm going to do another mini tutorial on how to create a colorful wrapping paper for your Christmas presents using only stamp brushes. So I'll give out a free set of stamp brushes in my next tutorials. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so that you'll get notified immediately when it's available. And also, if you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. And I think we have come to the end of this tutorial, and I hope you liked it. If you have any suggestions, or if you want to learn something from me about Fresco, make sure to leave a comment below, and I will gladly answer your question or make a tutorial about it. And I think I'll see you in the next video then. Bye bye.